All right. We're almost there.
Okay, well, when do you plan? Never.
Oops. Okay. The last thing I want to do is wait, I have to share my screen first. Share screen. Okay. All right, guys, I think we're there. Today, we are going to talk about joining a team. And I encourage those of you who are on Zoom to come off Zoom and ask questions whenever you want. And in the meantime, I'm going to speak with the people that are here with me live in the room, and we're going to talk about joining a team. And so I like to start this class, by asking what people want to learn about joining teams. So we'll start with you in the room. What interests you about joining a team? What makes you interested in this subject? Why did you choose to stick around for this class?
So, first, I would like to know exactly right now, how is it different from being solo and team?
Okay, so one person here wants to know, how is it different solo agent from a team agent? Okay, that's a great question.
I would say my question pretty much the same. What's the difference? What's the
Okay.
benefits?
We're absolutely going to go over the benefits of it as well. So that's two things. So we're going to cover that. Here is our agenda for this time together. The first thing we're going to talk about is what the heck is a team, okay? And we're going to make that very clear, the distinction between solo agents and teams. Then we're going to talk about the pros, the benefits of teams, but also the cons, why a team might not be a good fit for you. We're going to talk about the impact of being on a team in terms of your participation in the coaching program, and mentorship and working with your mentor. Then we're going to talk about negotiations, because you have power, you have leverage when you join a team. And many new agents think they don't, but they do. And then we're going to do a little bit of commission analysis and talk about how joining a team impacts your commissions. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
All right. So what is a team? So the way to think about it is that you're actually on several teams already. You're have joined Keller Williams. Keller Williams is an international company. There's offices all around the world, including a whole bunch in the Bay Area, including this one, Fremont. So you're on the Keller Williams team. You are also joined the Fremont office, or the whatever office you're in, Oakland or Palo Alto, which is part of the KW Advisors company. KW Advisors is a corporation. KW Advisors owns several Keller Williams offices. I teach in 3 of them. So the program systems and tools are very similar across all of the KW Advisors offices. That's a team. You've joined KW Fremont or whatever office you've joined. That's a team. Your office is a team. You're in productivity coaching. The productivity coaching agents are in a team together. I can tell you how many sales we've done as a group, and we celebrate our successes together in our group of the productivity coaching. However, there's another level. An individual agent, a solo agent, can collaborate with another agent in a formal manner, and we call that a sales team within the brokerage. So agent X decides to collaborate with agent Y and split their commissions for all the deals they do together. Usually there's a lead agent.
So is there can be on 2 minimum, or it can be
Usually it's at
over
least 2 or 3.
2, 3?
Yeah, if it's just one, it's not a team, it's a solo agent. But it could be big. There could be 10 agents on the team,
That's possible.
each with a different role. Or it can be a small team of just 2 or 3 agents. Anytime an agent chooses to formally split leads, split commissions, split the business in some fashion, that's a team.
And
Now-
you can go up to 10 people.
No, as many as the team is. Some teams are bigger. I'm just using it as example.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's suppose I am a top producing agent and I don't have enough time to do all my showings. I might hire an agent to be on my team who's going to do my showings, all of them, and earn a split of each deal, even though it's not their lead. Or maybe I need help with following up on Facebook leads. I have all these leads coming in from Facebook, and I have enough work for somebody to be following up on all my social media and all my Facebook leads. That is another way that, so you might, usually you have a senior agent and a junior agent. The senior agent is called the lead agent, and they are kind of running the team. They'll have their own little mini team meetings of the people on their team. They'll have the systems set up, all kinds of automated systems they'll have set up. They'll have their way of doing business, right? And when a solo agent or a junior agent joins one of these teams, they agree to split commissions on their business. So if you bring a lead, let's suppose your sister decides they want to buy a house and you advise the team of that, and then you help her to buy a house, you're going to split your commission with the team as well as with the brokerage. Okay, that's the general idea.
So can we like join and come out of the team anytime, or is it,
Yes.
like binding?
No.
No.
Well, there is usually a contract. We recommend you have a commission sharing agreement, but most of the commission sharing agreements between team members are at will, which means you can join or leave anytime you want. Okay. Remember that when you join a team, you are not an employee of the team. The same way you're not an employee when you come to Keller Williams. You are a independent contractor all the way through. The team cannot really force you to come to their meetings because an independent contractor can't be told they have to go to this and this and this at a time, because that would make them an employee. So do people still go? Well, yeah, because if they're part of a team, there's kind of an expectation, but they can't force you. But you won't last on the team very long if you don't show up, right? And if you do join a team, please remember you are still part of KW Advisors. So basically you're on a team within a team because of PC too. So your broker doesn't change. You still have the same commission sharing agreement you had when you joined the brokerage. Okay? So that's kind of the idea of a team. Sometimes the team will have admin support all of their own, in addition to the admin support we have at the office for the agents here. So what is the advantage of this for you? Well, if a team is busy and they're doing a lot of business, it's great. It means you're going to potentially be exposed to more transactions. You'll get to do more deals, right? Or at least you'll get to have a piece of more transactions. That's a big deal when you're learning. You might have a faster learning curve. You might get up to kind of like a standard of care faster if you're exposed to more transactions. Makes sense. Sometimes the team lead will have leads they can share with you. Hey, Muzna, right? Muzna, can you follow up on this lead I got to my website? Can you follow up with them because I have to go do a showing or whatever? Or here is a list of all the people who are that we're interacting with on social media. Can you text all of them? Or can you host my open house every Sunday for me? And any leads you get there, you can nurture, that sort of thing. So that's a potential positive of joining a team. And you could potentially make at least a little bit of money faster than as a solo agent because you've access to more transactions. Even if you're only getting a little bit, even if you're only getting 5 or 10%, it's still better than nothing out of the transaction. So that's a big deal for people struggling with money who are trying to launch their real estate careers. And another advantage is that if you join a team, there may be systems in place, tools and systems, and you don't have to do your own marketing. You don't have to do your own correspondence, except in the moment correspondence. Like I know for my business, I have all these templates for emails, and the emails, my assistant sends them out. So if someone joins my team, they don't have to worry about sending out those communication emails. They're all happening automatically when clients are, when I get new clients, when I put them into contracts. So those systems and tools being in place just makes it a little less administrative burden for an agent joining the team. They don't have to do their own marketing. They don't have to do their own admin, really. But there are some disadvantages of joining a team as well. And one of the disadvantages is you're not going to make as much money. We were talking before about the agent who brings her sister. Her sister wants to buy a house. Well, the team is going to want a cut of that, sometimes half or more. How is that fair? It's your sister. Why don't you get all of it? So that can be very disappointing, especially when you're new and you're also splitting with productivity coaching and mentorship. To then be splitting again means that you're getting a couple of $1,000s for a lot of work, you know. Maybe you got into real estate because you wanted to have your own brand. You wanted to do your own thing. Not only have your own picture on your business cards, fairly standard, but market to your peeps to sort of build an identity as a realtor. That was important to me when I started. So I had no interest in joining a team.
So when you join the team, that time you cannot have your individual.
Your brand gets subsumed in the team in most cases.
Visible. So
Well, it's less visible.
less.
Remember, all of this is a continuum. There's no black and white about it.
Yeah,
But if you
it's-
join a team, it's less opportunity for you to make your own personal mark because everything is going to be branded with the team. All the admin support is from the team. All the marketing is going out on behalf of the team. All that's unique about it is your name and picture.
And you're doing less work, so less learning less because it's been.
So I'll get to that. The other thing that new agents think about joining a team is that they're going to not have to go do any prospecting. They don't have to do any lead gen. They don't have to do any business development. That's not true. The best teams will expect you to bring your own unique business to the table. They'll expect you to bring your sister and your cousin and the friend from high school. And whatever your leads that you bring to the table make you more valuable to the team. The team is thinking they'll bring on this new agent, and not only will it reduce the workload for everybody, but they will bring new business that we weren't getting before as a team. So there's this idea by some people, oh, it's going to be easy street. I won't have to do lead generation. I won't have to do prospecting anymore. That's not true. Almost always you still have to. The other thing is teams of this size work very closely together. And sometimes there's personality conflicts. And that can make it very unpleasant. So if you're an independent agent with the brokerage, you're doing your own thing. You come to the team meetings, you pick your friends that you're going to collaborate with inside the brokerage. But if you're in a team, you're going to be meeting at least weekly, maybe more often, with 2 or 3 individuals who are going to be a very big part of your workflow. And sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so it's worth getting a sense of how the team dynamics are. Sometimes there's a favorite, right? And the favorite gets all the attention of the team lead and the other people on the team get ignored, that sort of thing. And another issue that you need to think about is knowledge gaps. A scenario where they bring you on the team to be, say, a showing agent, and you don't learn anything about how to work with sellers or how to prepare properties for market. Or maybe you're brought on as a listing prep specialist to help get properties ready for market. You don't learn anything about working with buyers. So the potential for knowledge gaps happens. This is higher problem with the bigger teams. In the small teams, very often everybody does everything because it's just 2 or 3 people. But in the bigger teams, it can be a problem. Okay, so there are ways to overcome it, but I just wanted to sort of paint a picture of how it looks. Okay.
So entering and exit, is it easy? Like anytime you can enter a team and then you realize.
Like I said before, yeah, it's at will. It's an agreement to share commissions at will. At any time, either party can cancel, and that is based on your agreement, how much notice you have to give and all that stuff. But I would advise you don't want to join a team with the idea you're going to leave it, right? You want to join a team with the idea that you're going to stay on the team and continue to be a part of it because it's going to benefit your future.
True, but sometimes you don't know how much, whether it's right for me unless you try it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can feel.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because the team doesn't want someone flighty. They won't let you join the team if you're just going to leave, if they're worried about you leaving. So sometimes they'll want you to make at least a verbal commitment. Yeah. So there are pros and cons. There are two more things I wanted to touch on when you join a team. Very important, and they're often overlooked. The first thing is, let's suppose you've been working as a solo agent and you've built out a list of 50, maybe 100, maybe more people that are potential clients, people that you've met. Maybe you met them at open houses. Maybe you met them, they're in your sphere of influence, and you join the team. After you join the team, one of those people says they're ready to move forward to buy or sell. What happens to that? What happens to that lead? Is it a team lead or is it a solo lead? Do you have to split with your team? But more importantly, let's suppose you leave the team. You try it out for 3 months and it isn't good. Do you get to take all your people with you, or do those leads belong to the team? You want to know, especially if they get it, you start showing them property. So you start showing them property and they don't find anything, then you leave the team. Who does that lead belong to that's active buyer? Is it yours or is it the team's? You have a listing you're prepping for market, you leave the team. What happens to your listing? Who gets that? Okay. What if you were serving, I mean, it sometimes it seems like it should be obvious, but it isn't always. It should all be documented. Another question. Most people, when they join a team, they don't think they're going to be there just 6 months. They think they're going to be there for a number of years. So then the question is, how is the team going to help you grow? How is the team going to have a path for you after your first 6 months? Maybe you're a new agent and you want to be a showing assistant and you think this will be a good path for me. And they're going to give you, say, I don't know, 5% of every deal, right? And then when you they're going to give you a commission split on business that you bring to the team, or other business that you support them from. But after 6 months, you're tired of being a showing assistant. You want to go do some listings. What is the plan? Because sometimes they don't have a growth plan for you, but you should talk to them about that. If they're a serious team with building a future for themselves and the agents on the team, they'll have a plan. And you could talk about it right at the beginning. You should talk about it right at the beginning. Because the team lead may think, I just need a showing assistant. I don't need any help with my listings. Maybe that doesn't fit into where you want to be in your career. So those are two things I want everyone to think about. Now, when you join KW Advisors, you as new licensees without any sales or with limited sales experience, you join productivity coaching and mentorship. That relationship stays whether you join a small team inside the brokerage or you don't. You stay in coaching. Your team lead becomes your new mentor. So you will not work directly with your other mentor. You still work with me, but you wouldn't work directly with your old mentor. But your old mentor and coaching gets paid under the contract you had with them. So you're going to split twice. You're going to have 30%, 15 and 15 to PC and mentor right off the top. It's like a referral. And then you're going to split with your team after that 3 times. Then after that, you're going to then split with KW. So you end up making 20%, 25% on your own leads, maybe less. So that's what it comes back to, this idea of the disadvantage of limited money per transaction, right? That may work fine for you. That may be fine. But this idea that you can join a team and you won't have to be in coaching anymore, that is false. You stay in coaching. In fact, if you look at your mentorship contract, there's a whole section on this. So that's where it is documented in writing. You haven't probably signed one yet, but most of you have signed one or are going to sign one with your mentor. Okay. So I mentioned before, the team lead may not force you to attend meetings or make you adhere to a specific time schedule for activities. They can't make you. You have to want to. And if you don't want to, it may not be the right team for you. Okay? Because the whole reason they're looking for support is to help them run their business. So they want an agent who's going to collaborate with them. And that creates an issue if you can't adhere to that kind of structure. You may thrive. The structure may be exactly what you want, and that's okay. Your contract with the team is not a is what we call a commission sharing agreement. You both agree to work together, and this agent is going to get this much, and that agent is going to get that much. But at the same time, it does not change your relationship with Keller Williams. You are still, it doesn't change your relationship with the brokerage. All of this I'm saying, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do any of this. I'm just saying you need to understand how it works, right? Okay. Now, the other thing, when new agents start talking to joining teams or collaborating with other agents, they sometimes forget that they have leverage. There is a reason why the team lead is talking to you. There's a reason why that seasoned, experienced agent is speaking to you. You have something they want. They want your time, okay? And they feel that you have a certain skill set, you're already showing a certain acumen, a certain intelligence to do real estate. They already see that. So when you sit down with them and say, let's collaborate, there's 4 things I want you to talk to them about. Number 1, if it's your lead, you should get a higher split. They'll come to you and say, we'll give you 40% or 45% of each deal. And they would say that, and the reason they say that is because they have the marketing and admin expense, so they're not going to do 50-50 with you. Maybe they will, but if they shouldn't, because that doesn't make a lot of sense for them. But if they do, great. But if you bring the lead, if it's your family member, you should ask for more. Okay, Mr. Senior Lead Agent, I will agree to a 50-50 or the 45-55 split, but if it's my person, I want 60% or 65%. See what you can get. Okay, because it's your lead. They wouldn't be getting anything of that business if it weren't for you. Or you could say, I give them an exemption list. I'll join your team, but these 50 people, I get 100% of it. It's not a team business, not a team deal. But you don't want to do that either, because then you don't get the admin support or the marketing support for your own people. So there's advantage in giving up some of that. Many teams won't allow you to pursue independent business. If you join the team, all your business has to be feeding the team.
Question, I'm not sure about the support we get, like marketing in the sense social media marketing or like admin work. What admin work involves that they're going to help out?
Sending emails, updating the database with notes, doing escrow management, helping communicate around transaction stuff, all kinds of things like that. As a solo agent, you typically do that yourself with a transaction coordinator. They may have their own transaction coordinator, so you wouldn't have to pay your own to manage the paper, the numbers of the deal. This is all going to make a lot more sense from you 3 months from now. Okay, a lot of it is you're very new, right? But hang in there. The other thing you should negotiate for is, I'm joining your team. Why don't you pay my business fees? We have teams that pay the business fees of agents in PC, which is sweet, right? $200 a month in some offices, $285 a month in other offices. MLS dues. I'm joining your team. Why don't you pay my MLS for me? Pay my board fees. That's $2,000 a year. Maybe not. $1,500 a year. You could negotiate legal fees, transaction coordination fees, whatever it is. You can negotiate. Will you pay that? They might say no. And if they say no, that's fine. Right? But it's a negotiation. You should ask. There's no harm in asking, right? Data control. This was the question I was talking about before. If you leave the team or when you leave the team, who gets your leads? Who gets your clients? Because remember, when you join the team, you're going to feed their database. You won't have your own database of your own clients anymore. It'll all be feeding the group, the team's database.
So there's no personal database.
Well, it depends. It depends. You wouldn't necessarily want to maintain 2 databases unless the leads and the activity is completely separate. So that's why it's really important to know who controls the data. Very important. So we're giving you a free database management tool called KW Command. You're going to use that to keep track of all your people. You join Team X and Team X says, oh, we don't use KW Command. We use something else. Upload all your names into ours. Then what? 6 months later, there's a fallout. Bad feeling. Do you get your people back? Can they go after your names, the names in your database? They're calling your sister all the time instead of you calling your sister. Your sister says, oh, I already got your Bill, that guy Bill from the team. He called me last week. I'm listing it with him.
Yeah.
So you have to ask these questions. Okay. Another thing you want to ask them is the data. Let's suppose you leave the team. Do you get everything back, or you just get the names and numbers back? Maybe the team says, oh, you can't have the notes. All we'll give you, you don't have the transaction history. You just get names and addresses. If you have shared data, it gets really complicated really fast. Understand going in what the relationship is. Don't assume that you're going to agree across the board on how to split things up. I know from personal experience, it gets really tricky really fast. Because I've had people on my team who've left. It gets complicated really fast, and it gets emotional because it feels like a rejection, right? And then we were talking about if they aren't going to be flexible on the team split, make sure they have a career growth plan for you, a development plan for you. They are lucky to get you if you join their team. They obviously see something in you that you could be a successful solo agent. So they're lucky to get you. So you should fight for your interests. You're not going to get everything you want probably, but you should at least try. By the way, those of you who are there on Zoom, do you guys have any questions? Please unmute and ask me any questions you have, okay? I see there's a couple of you. All right. Is there a question? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going. So, some questions to ask a team lead. If you go to the agent portal and you go to the resources toolkit, the toolkit for resources on the agent portal under coaching, you'll see this link, 10 questions to ask when joining a team. And it takes you to this document, which has this list of questions. Question 1, what training is in place for newer agents? Is it live in-person training or is it pre-recorded classes? Can I work with both buyers and sellers? Is everything branded to the team name or the team leader's name? If so, will I be able to brand myself using my team logo, using the team logo, but using my name? What administrative tasks does the team provide? You're paying for it in the split, right? What marketing is performed on my listings or for my buyers? Again, you're paying for it because you're giving up so much of the deal. What are the team splits? Are they different for buyers versus listings? If I bring my own deals to the table, do I receive more than if I sell a team's lead? If I bring a personal deal to the table from family and friends, do I get all of the commission? Maybe you have a list of 8 people, and when they're ready to buy, you don't want to split with nobody. You can negotiate that. What expenses does the team pay for? What lead and lead sources does the team provide for me? What is the team's value proposition to sellers that we will be able to use to win competitive listings? If at some point in the future I leave the team, will I get to take my leads with me? These are just some of the questions we've been talking about already, but you want to be thinking about. So I want to talk lastly about commissions. So the way it works when you join a team is that commissions are split with your team first before your brokerage takes its share. So that's the first thing. And productivity coaching and mentorship are considered referrals. So they actually come first. And I'll walk you through the numbers. Now, you guys, when you join the brokerage, you all have a cap. How much money the brokerage needs to make from your sales before you're at 100% commission. When you join a team, you go on what we call a half cap. So you no longer need to pay the brokerage as much as before. Thus meaning that it presumes a 50-50 split with the team. And all of this is typically approved by your broker. So let's look at an example with some real numbers. This column in the middle, the column at the left are the descriptors. Then we've got solo agent versus team member. Let's assume $1 million transaction. With a 2.5% commission, that would be $25,000 is the GCI, the gross commission income. Remember, the PC and the mentor get paid first at 30%. So it's a solo agent, $7,500, team member, $7,500. But then if you join the team, you have a team split, 0 for the solo agent. In this example, I used 50-50. Basically, what that is it's 17,500 divided by 2. That's a 50%, 50-50 split. So then you've got a new GCI to you, which is 17,500 if you're a solo agent and 87.50 if you're a team member. And then you've got deductions. The deductions are your commission to the brokerage, your royalty, your fee for the lawyers, and your fee for transaction coordination. And those are these smaller numbers. So the check that you receive as a solo agent is really just double. A little more than double.
PC and mentor payment is like, that is separate from what we pay to Keller Williams.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It is separate. The payment to Keller Williams comes off of the portion after the PC and mentor are paid. So it ends up being less of the total. And why is that? Because the PC person and the mentor person have to pay the brokerage their 20% or 30% or whatever the commission split is. They have to pay their own. So the brokerage gets all of their money. But you don't have to pay for your PC or your mentor's KW fees or their royalty. So it gets split out and everyone pays their own based on their amount. So the company dollar, the money that you pay to Keller Williams, comes out of your net GCI. It doesn't come out of the GCI that's earned on the whole transaction. In our test example here. Any questions about this? Any other questions? Okay. So, if you are interested in this, okay, I strongly encourage you to talk to me or whoever is your coach. I mean, there are career implications of joining a team, depending on what your goals are for real estate. There are different teams that have different personalities, some of which your coach might know about, and that might be helpful. And also specific questions to ask, they can help you with that. You know, I encourage you to interview the team lead and not just talk to the team lead, but talk to other people on their team. If it's just you and one other agent, that's one thing. But if it's you and a lead agent and they've already got 2 agents that have been there and they have another one that left, try to talk to all 3, the 2 agents that are there and the one that left. Why did you leave? Right? Go ask lots of questions. Be super curious. I would also talk to the admin. What kind of work do you do for the team? What's it like to work for Bill? Is he a nice guy? Does he scream and yell a lot? You know, you want to ask, you want to do your due diligence. It's like anything else, like any job you've ever applied for, or when you picked the brokerage, you did some research. I also strongly encourage you to review the written contract before you sign it. Make sure you understand before you sign it, before you even commit to join the team, read the paperwork. Go over it with a family member or go over it with your coach or your current mentor. Make sure you understand what you're signing. And remember that the team leader or the broker has to approve it. It has to be go through them too.
The team leader and broker, I am not very sure what.
The broker is a licensed real estate agent, and that is the name that the Department of Real Estate, it's called the designated broker or the broker of record. And the broker of record is the person that the Department of Real Estate recognizes as the person in charge of the office.
So right now, team leader is different from.
Sales manager. The team leader is your sales manager.
Sales manager.
They run the office.
Okay, so it's a business they are it's for Keller Williams business.
No, well, we don't call them sales managers. We call them team leads. Okay, so Eric is a team lead. Are you a realtor, Eric?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so
Just
he,
don't sell.
but who's the broker of record here?
Eddie.
Eddie. So Eddie Moran was here today. He was standing over here. He is the one you would talk to before joining the team. And you would also talk to the team lead, whoever replaces Eric, who is leaving.
So, sales agent, what help do we get from team lead? Do we get any or it's? for-
Well, the team lead is there to help all the agent. So you can go into their office and say, I'm doing this and this and this. What do you think? Most of them are experienced agents.
Okay, so so how is it different from the coaches and like mentor we have?
Well, every office is different. They don't take as a director role with the new agents, as does the coach and mentorship program. So you are going to have a mentor and a coach, right? And for your first 3 deals, they're going to be your main people. After you've graduated, you're probably still going to be on talking basis with them.
Yeah.
They'll still be able to support you, but you'll also turn to the team lead. Hey, I've got a question about this transaction. The team lead's job is to run the team meetings, to bring forward new ideas and new things for the agents to use, tools and systems, to help promote the listings of the office, stuff like that.
So it's a broader perspective they bring to the table in terms.
Absolutely.
Of,
They're also looking for new people. The team lead is also involved in what we call bringing in new agents to the brokerage. Yeah. But it comes up from time to time that people want to join a team, and everyone's circumstances are different. Every team is different, and I have conversations about this all the time. Just today, there's an agent in one of my other offices that I had a meeting with him about whether he should join a team or not. Okay. Sometimes the team lead doesn't realize that the PC and mentor get paid first, and they're not happy about it, right? Because if the PC and mentor are being paid out of the top, who's paying for it? Both of them are. Both the junior agent and the senior agent are paying for the coaching and mentorship. The senior agent may think, well, wait a minute, I don't want to pay for that. And then you get into a conversation. So this is why we really want to be delicate and sensitive. Many of the team leads that I work with are fully aware of all of this. But if some of them aren't, and that's why every situation is different. Are there any other questions?
The mentor and this charges are only for the first 3.
That's right. You're in coaching for 3 transactions and you graduate.
Then done.
Well, we offer teaching and coaching throughout your career in a variety of different modalities. I have a person I coach, and then there are other agents who coach, and some mentors continue coaching. Some people are being coached by someone who runs a team, but they're not on the team, mentored. Some people are being, in one of my other offices, we're being mentored by a small team, but they're not on the team. And so it's like a trial. And then they graduate from the coaching and then they join the team.
So that's a personal relationship you develop once you
Yeah.
are in that program.
Yeah, you may not want to join the team, but yeah, that's all correct.
But split wise, it's only for the first 3 transactions.
To pay the productivity coaching and mentor, yes, that's right. Now you might go into a split arrangement with your mentor, but not join a team. You may have a great relationship with your mentor, and after 3 deals, you're not quite ready yet. So, Mr. Mentor, I want to pay you 10% for the next 3. So you can mentor me for the next 3. Or Stephen, I want to coach with you for another 3 deals on a 10% basis, or something you negotiate. Right?
So after first 3 fixed deal, if you want to go ahead with the mentor, so you just talk through like how much
With them,
you are,
yeah, with them.
That's is negotiable between you.
You and them, yeah. That is not necessarily about joining a team, but absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so this QR code will give you the slide deck. If you click on this QR code and just answer a couple questions, you can get the slide deck from this presentation and then have it. Hopefully this has been a helpful conversation to you guys about teams. It comes up from time to time. Now, some people never join a team. There are agents who have solo careers and they never start a team and they never join a team, right? We have some great agents like that here. And then there are others who have a more informal relationship. They, deal here and there, they split and then they come and go. There's no really commitment for anything more than on a deal by deal basis. that can work too. Okay, but that's not a team.
Yeah.
That's just, let's collaborate on this transaction.
And you can do that, like if you find like you want to work with this person, take this kind of help and share a split, or you can
You
do
can,
that. It's
sure.
open.
Absolutely. As long as they're a licensed agent, you can split your commission inside the brokerage
And
with
take
any
the
agent.
Services, whatever you,
Well, yeah, I mean, every relationship is different.
yeah.
Does anyone on Zoom have any questions? Because we're pretty much done. That's the last thing that I wanted to talk about.
No, thank you, Stu. That's helpful.
Oh, good, good. Thank you for coming to this, and thank you guys for being here in person. And I will see you at the next one.
Thank you.
I have to figure out how to. There we go.